Hello and welcome to the Sacred Gates Ascension podcast. My name is Illura. Now, does your mind drive you mad? I know that the mind is a crazy phenomenon. It's just the most incredible tool. It's the most deadly enemy if you're not in control of it, in any enough control, like give us 51% please, control of our mind and emotions. So the mind is extremely powerful. And there's a real reality going on with time and space. And just open up these curtains a little bit. And I wanted to just do this video to help you, in order to help you to understand the mind and time and space, consciousness, awareness, and how we're actually able to experience time and space in a way that empowers us and thus reduces our suffering day to day. And over the course of lifetimes, this is an extremely powerful tool for the development of your spirit, so that when you pass on to your next life, you're able to make the most of your karma in this life and thus have a better life, even better life next time, and be more prepared for life, and so come in with the tools much earlier than you did in this life, and come in with the benefits much stronger than you did in this life, so you can keep propelling yourself forward in an upward spiraling direction. So the mind has the power to change our karma, and so when we're able to understand time and space as a real thing that we are moving through, and it is moving through us, we want to be able to move our mind through time and space. So let me ask you a few questions. When you are meditating, for example, and you get caught up in thoughts from the past, things that take you to the future, you're caught up in the present moment, like fumbling around with memories and agitated feelings and ideas and positive and negative things. When that happens, how does it feel? There's a sense of getting stuck and entangled and trapped, especially if you are trying to open yourself up to higher frequencies, for example. So when you are experiencing this, you are getting caught up in the mind, and you're also getting caught up in the emotions. So the mind ends up magnetizing, because it's been configured that way. It magnetizes all those emotions and reactions to those emotions to it. And along with that, we then kind of put a lot of stuff into our astral body, and thus that then feeds back into our life. So of course what goes around comes around in that sense through the astral body. We're then affected continually by these internal narratives and habits of the mind. So what we want to be able to do is move through time and space. And in order to experience time and space, we need to be able to notice that reality is always changing. Every single little particle and little part of life and reality and our feelings and our minds and our bodies and nature and these things that we have, pillow, whatever it is, they're all made up of particles. And these particles, proven in science, are continually moving and changing. So there's like that illusion of solidity. You can look into that in your own time to look into that further. But what happens is, when we have this illusion of things being very like blocky and still, our mind then becomes a substance that's like that. But the reality is not like that at all. Reality is always change and difference. Now, change and difference is what I like to call that mind stream. And when you can experience the stream of reality as it is, we do notice that it's always changing, and thus it is always different. And the fact that it's always changing means that there is space, there is movement, there is flexibility, there are gaps. There are gaps in awareness, there are gaps in sound. So for example, right now, as you listen to my voice, you can hear that there are gaps in between my words, and there is space in between. So when you feel a really strong reaction to an emotion, often we feel like it's like a brick wall. We suddenly like this illusion of, I'm stuck. But actually, if you observe reality as it is, even in that intense emotion that you've had a tendency to react to every day for your life, or quite often, it does create the illusion of solidity. But if you really observe change and difference, if you observe reality as it is, you will feel that it's very permeable, that it's a substance that is not static, it's actually moving quite a lot. And it may be the sensation of it moving very slowly, but there are actually there is actually change and difference. There are gaps in those bricks, in a sense, in that brick wall. There are gaps. And you just have to attune your awareness, attune your mind to that process of change that is undeniably happening. And you will experience it not just with easy emotions and easy times and easy things like listening to sounds, like an aeroplane passing overhead. We can clearly hear that it is coming and then going. There's change and difference. But you'll also then be able to experience that very same internal space and movement and change and release and relief with those much more intense, dense, heavy emotions that we've attached to over and over and over again. And that's very, very helpful if you're wanting to overcome some negative narratives, negative habit patterns that you've accumulated and have accrued a lot of inertial power in your life that are ruining your life. You want to be able to see through the illusion that they are a solid state and you've just got to wait until it ends, or you need to do specific things that aren't maybe that good for you in order for it to pass, or whatever it might be. And so I'm just going to play this video now. So this is a beautiful sky with clouds shifting in the sky. And I just want you to notice how the clouds are continually changing. So the fact that they're continually changing means that there is always movement, there is always change, there's always difference. And I want you to observe now the gaps that you can pick up in that time and space continuum of the clouds in the sky. See if you can move through those gaps. Relax your body. And see if you can move through the gaps, or just be aware of the gaps, just touch the gaps. Now, they're always moving and changing, so you can't actually stop the clouds, can you? Just as you can't stop real clouds, or you can't stop an aeroplane with your mind, you can't even stop thoughts. Just let it all move and change like a river flowing. You're not getting caught up in the river, but you're watching it. Another thing is falling up into the light. I want you to feel, if you can just feel that ever-changing quality, light substance that you can feel looking at this video of the clouds. Just notice those light frequencies, feel those energies that are higher and lighter, and keep following them. Keep following them. Keep following them. You have to continually adapt and change, right? Because they are always adapting and changing also. So I show you this video of the clouds because it does help to illustrate the very nature of time and space, change and difference. I'm going to show you this great little trick. I want you to take your fingers, and with your thumb you're going to touch lightly your index finger and your middle finger, one after the other at a slow rate. And I want you to really look at your fingers very closely, and I want you to observe that all moments, but I want you to particularly observe the moment between the touch. So you're going thumb, index, notice that gap. So do it slow enough that you can notice the gap. Thumb, middle finger. Thumb, index finger, thumb, middle finger. Now notice the gap between the two beats. Really put your mind there softly. It's very simple. Just relax your chest and keep noticing change and difference, observing the gap. Might want to speed it up just a little bit, or if you're happy where you are. But do it as fast, just as fast. There's no point doing it too fast for your awareness, okay? So just do it as fast as you need to. Okay. Now holding that awareness, that quality of awareness and focus, stop this technique now and place your hand on your lower dantian. And just notice the feelings that are arising in your hands, between your skin, your clothes and the hands. And just notice change and difference in this area now. Keep moving through, falling up into the light, Observing the gaps. Good. And another very helpful technique in order for you to help get in connection with the flow of life and reality as it is to use your hearing. You may have very, spirit senses may be quite tuned with your ears, and this will help them if they are not, and you can just listen to the sounds. So this fan that I have spinning, someone might go, well, that's just the sound of a fan spinning. To me, it's change and difference. It's continually changing. So if you find yourself struggling with an emotion, an emotional state, a mood that you might be in, and you need help, connect to the sounds around you. Go outside and listen to voices, birds, and just notice that it's always changing, always moving, and that you want to relax in and expand into that, because there is room to expand and move through time and space. So I very much encourage you to try this out, and I hope I've explained it in a way that's been helpful for you. I very much would like to help you with that, because for me it's been very helpful, and that's why I chose the clouds, because I do find that nature is a wonderful teacher, and it's quite neutral in a sense, you know. So I hope that that's been very helpful. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in, and please subscribe and share this video if you want to. Bye bye.